Are closing in on him.
Why do you think these attacks are becoming so much more frequent now?
It's not surprising that Donald Trump is increasing his attacks. The walls are closing in on him.
The walls are...
Don't just stand there, try and brace it with something.
It feels like the walls are closing in on the White House. It feels as if the walls are closing in here.
I think the walls of justice are closing in on President Trump.
Increasingly desperate, feeling like the walls are closing in.
The president clearly feels all the walls closing in on him in terms of the Russia investigation.
The walls are closing in.
I think at this point the walls are spinning. It does feel like the walls are closing in, but I think that the administration at this point can start to see the walls closing in.
He feels the walls closing in on him. Everybody he talks to says the walls are closing in.
This is another potential wall closing in.
This president is feeling the walls are closing in.
The walls, meanwhile, are closing in on the president of the United States.
I think he's feeling the Russia investigation. I think he's feeling the walls closing in on him.
I think he knows that the walls are closing in.
The walls may be closing in higher up at the White House.
The president apparently believes that the walls are closing in on him.
The walls are closing in on the president right now.
That Donald Trump feels the walls closing in.
Feeling like the walls are closing in around him?
Yes.
Does it seem like the walls could be closing in on this president?
Feels like we are finally at a tipping point. The walls are closing in on President Trump.
Feels like the president is sitting in the White House. The walls are closing in around him.
And that's why there's this sense of the walls closing in.
As it appears the walls are closing in terms of the Mueller investigation, the walls are closing in.
The walls are closing in.
I do feel that he feels the walls closing in on him.
Legal walls are closing in on Donald Trump tonight.
From a Democratic perspective, this is the president who feels like the walls are closing in.
As he feels the walls are closing in, any indication that legally speaking, the walls are closing in on the president?
Feel some of the walls closing in on him.
Yes, that the walls are closing in on President Trump.
The walls are closing in on the president.
What?